Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I just have a quick message for you. I have 3 reasons why your blessing has not come, or like 3 things that are holding you back from just getting to the next level, in your life. Or spiritually or whatever, maybe God promised you something and there's certain things that aren't adding up. So let me tell you what these 3 things are. The first thing I'm going to mention is sin and being in sin. And I know it's like, oh, nobody's perfect. Everybody sins and Jesus forgives. So, why would I not have my promise or my blessing? But the thing is yes, everybody sins, but I think where a lot of people get it wrong is that people think, oh, just because Jesus forgives me, then that gives me the right to keep sinning because Jesus will just keep forgiving me. But I'm going to read a verse where I can show you guys that that's actually wrong, and that's gonna keep you out of heaven, guys. You don't want that. You want to go to heaven, okay? So in Hebrews chapter 10 verse 26 in the NIV version, it says, if we deliberately keep on sinning after we have received the knowledge of the truth, which is Jesus, no sacrifice for sins is left. So that means that if we are intentionally sinning, if we know this is a sin and I'm just going to keep on doing it, believing Jesus is going to forgive me, then it says no sacrifice for sins is left. So that means that it's void, that sacrifice doesn't mean anything anymore because you continue to keep on sinning. That's another reason why I believe in the Bible it says that they prophesied in my name, but I don't know them, or so these people are like, I just did this for God thinking, oh, I'm good, but then God is like, I don't know you. Because these people are evil in their ways and they keep on sinning, just thinking Jesus is going to forgive them, but it clearly says, no, if you keep on doing things knowingly and you don't stop and you continue to do it, that sacrifice on the cross is no longer a sacrifice for you. So if it can keep you out of heaven, don't you think it can slow down or stop your blessings? I mean, it would make sense to me. God's not going to bless you with this perfect person in your life if you're just going to hurt them, or God's not going to give you something nice and brand new if you're just going to use it in a prideful way, or whatever that might be, or whatever that might look like in your situation, right? The second thing that can stop you from getting your blessing or slowing down your blessing is complaining. So an example of this in the Bible is when the Israelites, they kept on complaining and they weren't believing that God was going to bring them into the promised land. They were afraid when God literally split the seas to get them out of Egypt and had all those signs and miracles and literally defeated their enemies. So they still didn't believe. They were still sinning and they still were just sitting and complaining. They're like, I'm tired of eating this manna. I'm tired of this and I'm tired of that. But also there's a verse in the Bible where they're like, oh, I'm tired of eating this manna. And God was like, okay, then I'm going to give you some meat. And so God was like, I'm going to give you guys meat till you're tired of it. God's like, oh, you don't like that? All right, you guys can try this, But, so yeah, complaining and doing the wrong thing in that sense, that's what took 40 years. So because they were complaining, it took 40 years. And those people that did those wrong things, they didn't even make it into the promised land. Their children did, or their grandchildren did. So complaining and doing this and that, it's going to slow down or stop your blessing. Because why would God give you something if you're like not believing he's going to give it to you and you're complaining about this and that? So the third thing that can stop or slow down your blessing is distractions. So sometimes distractions aren't necessarily a sin, but it can kind of turn into a sin. But if we're just talking about distractions in general, it can stop or slow down your blessing, because some blessings only come by you putting in the work. You can't be like, oh, I want to have a home, but I want to build it. I want to build a home and I want it to be mine. But you're just sitting and then you're just watching TV. You're not making any plans to build the home. You're not putting in the work. And God is like, I want to give you this blessing, but you're distracted by doing all this stuff and you're not putting in the work that's necessary for that home. And that's a pretty good example. Or maybe you're like, I want to own my own business, or I want to do this and that. And God is like, but what are you doing about it? And you're probably like, God, why is it taking so long? This and that. He's like, just make the video. Just go to the business class. I don't know why that's kind of funny. I'm sure God is up there like, you know. So yeah, those are the three things that I feel like stop or slow down your blessing and can literally stop you from getting into heaven. You know, if you're just continually sinning, saying, oh, Jesus is gonna forgive me and but like, no, I read the verse, it's right there, that's not right. So I hope that this helped you in some way, guys, and I hope you have an amazing day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.